Okay, so we're back for the third installment with Sarah here, and on our last installment, we broached on the subject of pain and pain management, and I guess what you can do mentally to sort of not so much put up with the pain, but put yourself outside of where the pain is and put yourself in another, let's say another room. So pain's in one room, you have to put yourself in another one. Is that sort of what you think, Sarah?
For me, in my mind, I've got some suitcases or a filing cabinet. Why don't we call it a filing cabinet?
Yeah.
And there is a filing cabinet called pain, and I drop the pain into the filing cabinet and I close the drawer.
Yeah.
And then I focus on all the other files, which is photography, fitness, art, reading, music,
Awesome.
socialising, dancing, anything I can get my hands on to distract me. But I've closed the filing cabinet to pain. Can I feel it? Yes. But I've locked it away under the filing cabinet. I've locked it away under a key, and I just focus on all the positive, passionate things that I enjoy. So yes, I'm in pain. After the 8 weeks, it's 2 weeks before hospital, I have to retreat back to bed, and for those 2 weeks I'm just in bed. I can't move, but I literally just have music on, reading, use my computer, and I just sink into those different activities whilst the pain's there. I've locked it away into its filing cabinet. I've got to keep very, very calm. What's important, I find, is meditation. So I listen to a lot of meditation music. I have a yoga mat on my balcony where I can do my stretches. So it's 2 hours a day I stretch for. I take a lot of hot baths with Epsom salts in. And I basically just hibernate in my apartment for 2 weeks. Then I come into this hospital, start the ketamine again, and I use the physiotherapy. I start at 2 kilometres.
I know, right? I saw you today on the exercise, the exercise treadmill.
Yeah.
How many kilometres did you do today?
5 today. I was on for an hour and a half.
That's
an hour and a half.
Awesome.
My goal is always 5. I come in at 2 and I always leave by 5. And then I'm back to walking 5 kilometres a day again.
That's unbelievable.
So it's like a cycle. You're good, then it collapses. You come in here to rehabilitate and rebuild, rest and recover. And you're back out again. You thrive for 8 weeks, and then you're back in, down again. I call it a butterfly life, where you're out for 8 weeks, you hibernate for 2, and you're back in the hospital to rebuild, rest and recover. You thrive again, you rest again, and you rebuild again.
That's great. That's, I think it is going to be really helpful for people out there, because not only is there a physical pain, but there's also a mental pain as well. And that mental pain can be 10 times worse than physical pain.
Well, for me, my mental attitude is my strongest asset. I feel like my mental stability is like an Olympian. Emotionally, that can be quite fragile. So I can have an emotional roller coaster, and that can be quite difficult. But through that emotional roller coaster, I just allow that mental stability to anchor me through. So whilst I'm emotionally up and down, mentally, I'm just flatlining straight through all the way. So I just allow all my emotions to come out. If I need to cry, I need to cry. If I get upset, I need to get upset. I get frustrated because I can't do what I want to do. But mentally, I'm really, really strong. Physically, I'm shot. It's my mental positive attitude that gets me through.
That's great. Yeah, and I definitely vouch for that. And myself going through this journey through hospital, it's you have to put yourself outside, and you have to do things that light that fire within yourself. And that's great. So we got up to 33, you moved to Australia.
So I moved to Australia when I was 33, and then unfortunately, once we'd built the house and I wasn't very well, my husband all of a sudden started videoing me on his phone when I was hypoing. Now a hypo is when you lose blood sugar and you collapse on the floor, you lose your bowel motions.
And just to interrupt here for a second, this is you've given me permission to videotape you.
Absolute permission, yeah. I'm just giving full transparency. I want to inspire people,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
let them know that no matter what other people do to you, just keep on going. So I spent 6 years trapped, where my husband was videoing me and telling me what a disgrace of a wife I was and what he had to put up with. And I just started thinking, I need to get out of this marriage. But it took me 6 years. Anyway, 3 years ago, he came home from golf on a Friday, and I was due into the hospital on the Monday. And he said to me, I'm going to drop you into hospital on Monday and sell the house, and I'm leaving you. And that's exactly what he did. But while I was in here for 2 weeks, I got some legal advice, and I was able to get a really good divorce settlement to enable me to leave, rent an apartment, which I've now bought outright, and with the other third I've put that into the bank.
Great.
And so I've established myself as a fully independent lady.
Yeah, and I can only imagine that must have been tough
It's
to
been
go
the worst
through.
year of my life.
Yeah, yeah,
This year's been the worst year of my life. I thought losing my mum was bad.
yeah,
Well, the 10 years that I was ill was bad, and then losing my mum was bad.
yeah,
This last year has been the worst one.
yeah.
But now I've found a peg, I've reached the bottom. I've been at the bottom for the last year, but whilst at the bottom I've just been putting pegs in the ground in my mind. I've crawled back up and I'm now out.
So we're just going to finish this little one here, and we'll be back with the next one. If you guys are